everyone. Looking at the time, we shall be starting now. I hope everyone can hear me. I'm clearly audible and visible as well.
Yes, you
I
are.
can hear you. Yes.
Great. Anything, anywhere you want me to stop and explain you again, please do drop a message in the chat box. I would like to start with introducing myself. I request everyone to put yourself on mute. Anything you want to tell me or anything wherever you want me to stop, just drop a chat. I'll be able to look into that. A very warm welcome to everyone who could join us on the session today. The session is all about ACFE and CFEs, the Certified Fraud Examiner, and how you guys decide your journey. I'm really grateful to everyone who could join on time. I can see few people join before time. Thank you. I hope everyone is fit and fine, and obviously hoping that everyone is in good mood today. It's a weekend. This is the first time we are holding this orientation class over a weekend. Let's see how we get the response. I'm hoping for a better response because Monday to Friday we all are busy with our working and personal lives. We hardly get time to attend these sort of sessions and understand things. So we kept the session over a weekend for the first time, looking at a better response, and we all of us have more time to understand things and at patience. And let's see how we go today. I'll introduce myself first. So I am Suruchi. Most of you, if they know Netrika or they know ACFE India, basically would know us and would know me as well. So I am the head of trainings and certifications practice at Netrika. I will be also talking about Netrika in a nutshell, that what we're where do we what are where we come from, and then why we are here actually. So I head the practice, and moreover than that, what I'm heading and what I'm managing, I'm the one who's been helping and supporting many candidates to become CFE in India. So we actually started ACFE in India. So we are the only licensed partner when you're talking to us or you're talking to me. So you're talking to ACFE in India. So any information at first hand you would like to see, you could call us. You could call me directly. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'll be able to help you there. So taking you to the session today, we'll be starting the session. So I'll be also co-hosted and joined by Mr. Sanjay Kaushik, who's the authorized trainer, is a licensed trainer for ACFE in India. He's also a managing director to Netrika. Like I am the head trainings and certifications practice. He's the managing director to Netrika, as well as the ACFE authorized trainer. We'll be waiting for him. He'll be joining shortly. We'll start the session, and I will first start the session about taking you through the journey of Netrika, and where we started, and how are we in the picture when we are talking about ACFE, and how are you about your understanding on ACFE in India. So Netrika is the only authorized trainer or a licensed trainer for trainings on CFE course in India. So this is a very important information. I am often asked by many candidates that, what is your role in this? How does Netrika comes into picture when we talk about or what to learn about ACFE? So ACFE has made Netrika as the only authorized trainer or licensed trainer, or you can say a service center for any of your queries related to ACFE in India. So we became the licensed partner to ACFE in India in 2019. Netrika ACFE authorized trainers comes with more than 25 years of experience. So when we talk about Netrika in a nutshell, Netrika is a global leader in skill development and exclusive international certification. And we are also authorized training partners for ACF in India, as well as many such international bodies. We bring them to India, and work on the skill development and work on the trainings, or work on your queries and help you on your support on your queries related to those certifications. So when we talk about our role in ACFE, so we have three trainers, so three authorized trainers who are trainers by ACFE, which are with Netrika only. They come with more than 25 years of experience. They've trained more than 250 professionals in last 2 years to become a CFE, a successful CFE in 30 days. So it's like, they are, so we're the ones who support you. How we support you, you're going to learn today, and how we help you on your queries and to your journey on CFE. We will be taking you through that. So moving on to the session where we're going to take you through an orientation that, what exactly is certified fraud examiner. Many of you have already, I'm very sure, done your homework, and they've learned, uh, researched about CFE, but there are many who we talk in the first place and then introduce them to CFE, Certified Fraud Examiner course. They wish to understand that, why I should be taking up the course. Okay, this is the first question. Second is that people who've already researched and done their homework, they would also like to understand, so that what exactly it's the course is all about. So we were going to take you through that today, and we're going to be with you for another 1 hour and solve all your queries, and as well as acquaint you with the model here. So when we talk about, so it is about CFE exam, the Certified Fraud Examiner exam, which is accredited by ACFE, the only association who accredits you to become a fraud examiner. So when any one of you, let's suppose, is looking forward to become a fraud examiner, all right. So a certified fraud examiner is the only course available across the globe who makes you a fraud examiner, a certified one. Certification body is ACFE, Association of Certified Fraud Examiners, which is a US body. I'm assuming everyone knows that. What it covers basically. So when we know about CFE, people come to us and ask us, it's an exam, right? So I have to just prepare for an exam, like other courses, that other certification courses are there, which are designated courses, making you a designated professional. So they come to us and ask us, okay, it is about one exam. No, it is not about one exam. You will be learning four large verticals, in a way, four large subjects. These are different subjects you will be going through to become a CFE. That means you have to appear for four examinations. So these are four examinations. The subjects are investigation, fraud deterrence and prevention, law, and financial transaction. So these are four subjects that, after learning them, after mastering them, after reading the concepts behind them, the global concepts, you become a CFE. That means you should be, it's not that you should be knowing all of that. If you think that you have interest towards this, or your KRAs or your roles and responsibilities lying in any of these subjects at the moment, or you want to achieve a holistic designation, basically, which is a certified. So when you're becoming a fraud examiner, the fraud examination is about these four subjects, basically, where you can track and catch a fraud. So moving on, I will be also requesting my co-host to give you more insight towards this. Let me just first take you through the other side of the session. Second question, very common question, why should I become a CFE? So it's going to help me in any way, when individually, okay, or from a company standpoint? Okay, so this presentation or this slide will cover most of your doubts, that, so everyone who's been researching, or even if you're not, you must know this is a gold standard of excellence when it comes to anti-fraud profession worldwide. So this is a gold certificate, the course, and the only course which is making you a fraud examiner or an anti-fraud professional. So you are the future of fraud when we say about it. So the anti-fraud field is quickly growing and constantly changing. The course is making you learn obviously the fundamentals and principles of doing a fraud examination. When you say becoming a member of ACFE is also helping you in certain way, even if you're not planning right now to become a CFE or sit for a test, at least become a member so that you at least interact and get into a model where there are anti-fraud professionals who are there with you. So if I have Mr. Sanjay Kaushik, I've already introduced him. He is the authorized trainer for ACFE in India, working as a managing director with Netrika. Sir, are you there?
Yes, very much.
Yes, sir. I request you to share your experience on why person should become a CFE and what are they attaining after becoming a CFE from a
See,
in.
again, it's like Suruchi has already said that it's a gold standard. Uh, if you're really having an interest into the fraud examination, investigations, uh, it's the only way to attain your certification and to understand how legally, generally, I teach all the subjects, but generally two of my favorite subjects are law and investigations. And I generally tell people that what is that is legal, what is not legal. At a very simple fundamental, when we are teaching law, I talk to people a lot of time, and what we have seen is law is something which we treat, and in India we are generally taken law as a very, very easy thing, whereas when we are working for a US corporation or a European corporation, the law is something which is very, very difficult terrain to understand. And also, if you're not doing something legally, you or your company could be in a very big trouble. So that's where it teaches you, it tells you that what you need to do, what is correct, what is not correct. There are very minute things. That is one side that, okay, you need to learn. On the other side, if you actually want to growing into your career, we all want to strive and thrive into our careers. This is where CFE helps you. Generally, as a survey which CFE has done, the CFEs get 60% higher salary than a normal investigator if he's not a CFE. So that's something which is very, very big to actually look at. That if you're getting a 60% hike, of course your current organization will not give you a 60% hike, but if you're looking at somebody applying for a different job or changing careers, you can get up to a 60% hike on the salaries if it is a CFA. Another thing, most of the companies have started now that when they're writing the JDs, when they're looking at the people to hire, they have started mentioning that if you are a CFE, you'll be given a preference. So they look at that if you're a CFE, if you're actually wanting to change in your career, you want to grow in your career, it is important that you're a CFE, and that's how you get an importance and also preference while somebody is looking for hiring a person. So these are a couple of things, and of course, learning is a byproduct. Which while you're doing a CFE, you are learning a lot of things uh, on the side, which is a byproduct of doing a CFE. So this is in a very, very brief, but of course, while we go back on the further slides, we can have a much more detailed interaction on this. Next slide, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Also, we've given a bit of a testimonial from one of our, colleague from the USA who wanted to become a CFE. What did she do first? She enrolled for a ACFE membership. So she says that my membership in ACFE has already started to provide invaluable benefits, and I expect that once I become a CFE, that those benefits will be even more prominent. So no matter what industry you guys enter or you are working in, knowing the trends and red flags of fraud increases your demand in both public and private sectors. This is very, very common question that we come in. How is it helping me uh, uh, accelerate my career or even my company? We will take you through how is it even helping your company if you are getting sponsored through an organization who want you to become a CFE and perform certain roles. Just 1 minute. I think some issue with the presentation here. Just 1 minute. Somebody is trying to annotate. Maybe can we just remove that? Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes.
So this is another side that we've made for you. This is another information that is very important. Sanjay sir has already mentioned about increasing your earnings. So CFE earn 34% more in the current organization, even if they are looking for an appraisal. So 34% is a global figure which is there, that they're earning more than a non-certified person. Anyone who's doing investigation or doing a fraud examiner in any domain, all right. So they are earning 34% than a person who's not a certified one. So any aspirants who are interested in taking their career to a next level by earning the standard of professional excellence in anti-fraud profession, this is the course that you must look at. Okay, so this is going to, of course, advance your career. It's going to enhance your marketability and job security, because this is now have become a nominal requirement when it comes to that what is required. Like, if I'm required to be a graduate or I'm required to be a postgraduate, so in this domain, if you are doing any set of fraud examiner anywhere, internal audit, legal department, investigation, fraud control, even if you're a CA and starting to build a career into consulting, yes, this is something which will give you an edge over others. So it's give you and gain a professional visibility and credibility also of an individual as well as the companies who are having CFEs, and if they are working towards any fraud case. So this is going to obviously distinguish you from your peers. This is the credential which is, of course, a gold standard and has many facets to it. So how is it impacting your company's bottom line? Very common question asked by people who are looking for company sponsorships, who are recommended by their peers and bosses to become. So this research, ACFE keeps doing research. So ACFE research indicates that organizations with CFEs on staff uncover fraud 50% sooner and better, and experience fraud losses that are 62% smaller than the organization who do not have CFE. So the way you will be looking at a fraud, the way you will be looking at an examination, it will be totally different after you completed the course. This is something it's worth noting. So we will be sharing this with everyone wherever you're looking forward to share with your managers or peers. Do that. Yeah, so going ahead with these subjects, what exactly the examination outline? So many of you know that when we start to say investigation, law, or fraud deterrence of financial transactions, these are heavy subjects and the headings. All right, what are you covering? So our trainer is going to take you through that. That what are you learning while you're doing financial transaction? The subject and fraud scheme subject. What all is going to be there, so that that's how you will be able to relate to your current role. Yes, over to you, Sanjay sir. I request Mrs. Sanjay Kaushik. Yes, sir, you there?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, please.
Okay. So thank you, Suruchi. Of course, there are four subjects which Suruchi has already spoken about. That what is that the kind of topics during the course we are going to take, and what we're going to tell you about is that what is the content which we actually talk about and help you to navigate the CFE exam. What is that you are going to read, and what is that the topics, what percentage of the topics we are going to cover. So I'm not going to read the entire thing, but if you look at that, accounting concepts take 5 to 10%. The payment fraud will take another 5 to 10%. Theft of data and intellectual property is 5-10%. Corruption. So when we do talk about the corruptions, what are we talking about is we're talking about the uh, GDPR and FCPA here. So we talk about very much in detail about what is GDPR or what is FCPA or Anti-UK Bribery Act when we talk about the corruption. And when we talk of the what do you call the data privacy, then we talk of the GDPR. That what is that we are looking at, and what does this mean? if you're looking at GDPR, especially on the sides of the data privacy, that how is that is applicable, because GDPR is something which is an European law, and FCPA and UK Anti-Bribery Act is the laws which are the laws for what do you call the US and Europe. But how does that a company in India will look into that? And again, we are looking at the tax fraud is just 1 to 5%, whereas bankruptcy fraud is 5 to 10%. The law related to fraud, which is the 10 to 5%, and um, very important, another is individual rights during examination, so that when a law enforcement, police, or you as an investigator or a fraud examiner or a security professional is looking, or an internal audit head is looking into investigating or asking a person, what is that you need to look at, what is the rights of the guys whom you're asking, that is something which is covering up to 10 to 15%. And what we tell you during this you know class is that there is a slides which, how does we teach you, is there's a slides which will take you through the focus topic, and in the slides there are the bullet points are highlighted and underlined, which means they are very, very important from the examination perspective, and you will definitely have a question from that particular area in the exam. So we teach you, we tell you, we help you to which are the areas to focus at, which is the area to look at from where the examination question will come, and then accordingly you attempt the exam. We tell you, we guide you how to attempt the exam. We also tell you how to look at the question and then look into the answer. So this is another slides which talk about the investigation part. So when we start the investigation, I think the major portion about investigation covers is the interview theory application. So how do you interview a person? Now, it's not about the HR interview, it is about the investigating interview, which means that when you are investigating a person and into a corporate structure, you don't have the powers to interrogate. You don't have the powers to interrogate anyone, because you are not a law enforcement agency. It is about, if in the corporate parlance, we talk about interviewing. So you discuss, you speak to the person, but then there are various ways of, there are multiple trainings and certifications. It's a 3 day course of interview technique across the world. 3 days is a normal, then fourth day is advanced course. But we try to teach in 8-hour capsule is that what is important from the examination perspective, what is that you are going to look into the exam, what questions, what areas will come from the exam, and then you look about that. Now, somebody asked me a question that is the law about fraud covers US law or Indian law? So when you are taking an exam from India, it talks about the international law. So you're not going to study the law in a detail about what sections, what is the, like we generally say, okay, IPC 420 means this. No, you're not going to study the law sections and other things. But what we're going to talk about here is that what are the focus areas which are going to help you to cover the CFE examination. Now, this slides talk about the fraud prevention and deterrence, where we talk about white collar crime is covering 15 to 20%, fraud prevention program is covering 10 to 15%, fraud risk assessment. So this gives you an idea of that which area is going to cover how much portion in the exam, and how much time you'll have to actually devote for a particular area or particular topic in the examination. That is what we need to look at. Next slide, please. Sorry, Suruchi, you're on mute. Next slide.
Sorry, yeah. Anybody wanted to ask something, or if not, please keep yourself on mute. Thank you. So yes, today, yeah, we were covering actually, when the topic, the subject, when you say 4 subjects, what exactly the 4 subjects are covering, what all you will be learning through, what concepts we will be covering to, if you're planning to become a CFE, what concept will you be mastered on? So these 4 slides covered the subjects and the modules, basically the modules in the subject. So we will be also now taking you through a sample prep question. So sample prep questions will give you an idea how this concept is asked in a format of a question. So if you're preparing for an examination, this is very important for you to understand how the questions are framed, all right? So how the question will be put by way of these slides, the coming months, you will only get to understand how difficult it can be or how easy it can be for you, and how these modules are shaped into a question. So we will be doing a question answer round here where we will be testing on everyone's going back to the topic. So we'll be going ahead with the sample prep questions. We'll take up one by one the subjects that we were talking about, and everyone, I want everyone to participate. Drop your answers in the chat box. Then we see how many of you are correct in your current understanding and how many needs to build and brush up your knowledge. So this is the first question. Over to you, Mr. Kaushik.
Thank you. Okay, so again, the questions would look very, very simple, but then it is that how do you pick up the answer, the correct answer, which will help you to quickly cover the CFE exam. Because again, when you look at the CFE exam, it is a time slated thing. You'll have to answer the questions within the time. Otherwise, you might miss that question or miss answering couple of questions. So now this is a question from a investigation module, which says, which of the following statement concerning public record is most accurate? So it means there is only one statement which is correct and there are three statements which are not correct. So we'll have to pick up the most accurate or the correct subject here, right? So public records are valuable for obtaining background information on individual. Public records are useful for searching banking records. Public records are those maintained by public companies. Public records are the primary source of individual health information. Now, if you know the answer, you can just type into the chat box and we will see how many people. Or Suji, can we actually go for the poll?
So polling is difficult while we are presenting the presentation.
Okay. So if you know the answer, just
Since we are waiting, people are typing in yes, yes, A. Okay, okay.
Yeah, let's move to the answer. Let's see what is the answer. Yeah, the answer is A, and a lot of people have answered A, which is a good thing that, okay, you know the answer and why it is A, the explanation is there. Again, during the course also, we take a particular subject like we have, discussed about the what percentage we have to focus while we are teaching you, what percentage of the focus, like interview theory application, we're talking about 10 to 15%. So post completing the interview theory section, we'll just in the while we are teaching, we go to the couple of sample questions and then explain you the what is that the questions which can come in the exam from that particular section, and then we discuss what is the answer and what is the correct answer and why it is correct. So similarly, the answer which is given here, there are a lot of explanation is given to the exam, the question that why it is a correct answer. Next slide, please. So this is a question which is from financial transaction and fraud scheme. Which of the following is not a red flag? Again, we'll have to pick up the answer which is not a red flag of a fraudulent credit card transaction. A customer insists on taking a large item home even when delivery is included. A customer buys a small number of expensive items at one time. A customer charges many expensive items to a newly valid card. A customer cannot provide a phone identification when requested. So which of them is not a red flag? So which is correct?
Okay. Can we have more participation, please?
Generally, we used to do the poll section here so that nobody knows your answer. But again, I think the polling is not possible as of now. But
so most of you say B, and some are A as well, and some are C as well. Okay.
So this is where the confusion comes, and this is where we teaches you that what is the right answer, and somebody is saying D. But this is how we tell you that which is the correct answer, which is not the correct answer. So let's move to the answer and look at what is the correct answer. Now, the correct answer is B, which was a lot of people have answered it correctly. A lot of people have also answered A, C, and D, which is not the correct answer. And why it is not the correct answer, it is the explanation which is given here. And that is when you go through the module, you look at that what is the right way to answer these questions and how you can actually, this kind of coaching can actually help you uh, navigating the CFE exam. And I really give an example. I was talking to somebody yesterday and I was talking to him that you are aware of everything. You know, you've been doing investigations from ages and years. And do you actually need a coaching for doing an CFE exam? It is like, yes, even Tendulkar is the best batsman in the world, but he also he also needed the coach to tell him where is going wrong. So what we do in 4 days is we tell you that what is correct and what is not correct and help you to navigate the CFE exam. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is from fraud detection and fraud prevention. In general, a corporation cannot be held vicariously liable for the acts of an employee unless the employee acted for the ostensible purpose of benefiting the corporation. Now, vicarious liability, it's an important topic and it's a very, very interesting topic. I generally spend good amount of time in while we teach law that what is vicarious liability and how does it helps. Vicarious liability is not the direct liability, but it is an indirect liability. So, for example, all these your e-commerce companies, while they are an marketplace where people are selling their products. They are not directly liable for the products sold on their platform, but they have the vicarious liability on themselves because they have to ensure that nobody is selling the illegal products. I know a case where one of the guy listed a toy gun, which was very much looking like a original gun on one of the e-commerce platforms. Somebody bought that and somebody kidnapped basis on that particular gun, and then the company was held vicarious liable on that particular platform. So we had one answer which says true, true, true. Okay, look at the answer. It is true, and why it is true is the explanation given here. So it is like telling you the answers and why it is correct. What is that? Look at this another question, which is law. Somebody who asked me that if we are looking at the law from the India or US, no, it is the international law we talk about, and we talk about the law sections which are generally applicable globally when you're looking at the law or the. So in addition to prohibiting bribes to foreign officials for business purposes in the US, FCPA prohibits facilitating payments of grease payments made to foreign officials to facilitate the official ability to perform their duties, which is true or false. Okay.
I don't know. Okay. Sakshi says I don't know. Okay. We will explain you.
Yeah,
True,
go to the
true.
next slide.
Yes.
Yeah, the answer is B, which means that while the FCPA prohibits bribes to foreign officials for business purposes, it does not prohibit all payments to foreign officials. There is FCPA allows some grease payments, whereas the UK anti-bribery does not allow you any grease payment. So there is a couple of differences between the FCPA and UK anti-bribery act. Again, FCPA talks about grease payment, whereas the UK Bribery Act does not talk about the grease payment. And also there are a couple of other differences which are there into FCPA and UK Anti-Bribery Act when we teach law section to you. Next slide, please.
Yes. With this, we come to an end of our sample prep. We wanted to show you the kind of question each subject can have, the kind of difficulty. Yeah, yeah. The question at times looks very simple, And but you need to know, because it is an MCQ based exam. You might think this is a true, but it will be a false. So the question, I want Mr. Kaushik to put some light on the kind of questions basically are developed on the subjects, kind of difficulty that can come when the questions are being asked. These were the some sample ones. Yes, if any more questions or maybe something to do with the question information, if you can share those things with us.
So again, the questions are asked from the generally the slides which we teach you during the day. So what we tell you is normally that uh, we tell you that okay, you take the class in the morning, and by evening or next day maximum you go and attempt the uh, exam. And there is a this is a tested and tried matter, and that's why we have gone and got the maximum passing people across the globe, that you take the exam same day when you're taking the class, because you are actually the memory is fresh, and we are teaching you how to look at during the class. We are showing you the slides, and we are telling you that which are the important areas or which are the important subjects, modules which where the exam will come from. So that is important. The exam questions are generally asked that which is not correct, or they're little tweaked, which is makes you little difficult to answer that particular question. You have to just carefully read between the lines to understand that what is the correct answer, and what is that you have to how is that you have to really uh, answer. Most of the times, the two answers will be actually totally out of the way, and they're like totally scratch off. You just scratch off them, and they're not the correct answer. Then they become only two answers looks like that they could be correct. Then you have to actually very carefully read between the lines that which is the right answer, which is not the right answer, and then take it the correct answer, because then it becomes a very difficult thing otherwise to how do you answer, and the moment you answer a wrong, then you lose a mark out of that. So, and we will talk about that how many questions you have to attend, and how many what is the passing score and all. We're going to cover that in the next slides to come.
So yeah, this is the heart of the entire orientation program exam actually, how the examination, you learn that what subjects are coming, what sort of modules are coming, but it is all about passing the exam. So if anyone have spoken to your colleagues who've become a CFE already, they will also tell you and reiterate the fact that examination is very difficult. Even if the modules looks very easy, even if the subject looks very familiar to you, that this is what I am doing, investigation is my day-to-day job, all right, or even the legal matters is something I'm really involved into every day and out, and or for that matter fraud prevention or deterrence, or even financial part as well, that you think that I have been doing and I have been doing something like that, so it looks good, it looks easy. These are four subjects, I understand there are four subjects I need to pass, I will. But the examination, basically the heart of the course is the examination. How are you mastering the examination? I will be answering your questions related to exams. So we will go about what exactly all about the exam. So I will be taking you through all about the exam. So I already explained there are four subjects that you need to clear. So what is the duration? One person is asking. It is a 2-hour exam, will consist of 100 multiple choice questions, for where you need to have 75 correct if you're looking forward to pass that particular subject. 75 correct answers should be there. So like Mr. Kaushik said, two answer may look same or they look correct. So what exactly we are here for? To uncover the fact, how am I mastering the examination? How am I mastering the question which is coming and understanding in the first place, and the quickest and the easiest way, that this question, I know they are trying to ask me this. That is the difficulty. We're going to learn how we are crossing that difficulty in the fastest possible way. So they're going to be 60 days. So if you are buying an examination key, let's suppose if you're planning to become a certified fraud examiner, So you're buying an examination key, you are enrolled for a course. So these keys will be valid for 60 days if you started your first examination. Other than that, if you're into a preparation mode, you can still take your exam into 6 months. But how we will uncover, and the idea is to how to become a CFE in 30 days, and how we're going to do that. All right. So one, I told you that it will be 100 question exam, 75 correct. You'll be giving 2 hours to complete that exam with a 5-minute bio break or some any break you would like to take. And this is going to be an online virtual exam. So CFE takes online exam only. So these has but the online has two options. Okay, you're doing a laptop exam, an online one, but you have options that you can go for a home proctor sitting at your home, do an exam at Prometric website, and there'll be a live it's a live big proctored exam. Somebody will be there to invigilate you during your 2-hour exam. So this is a live proctor. This is a different way to do a physical test, that you'll have a live proctor with you who will be monitoring you throughout your 2 hours. Or you have an option to go on a test center as well, which is facilitated by ACFE directly. It is given to Prometric. Many of you know that. So Netrika will not conduct your exam. We are the ones who are preparing you for the exam. So examination will be conducted at Prometric centers or at Prometric online live proctored. At your home, you can take those exams. All right. So exam procedure, it's what? So this, as I told you, this can be attempted in two ways: a home proctored or a test center exam. It will be one sitting, 2 hours. You have to pass the exam in those 2 hours. So one by one each subject. It's not that all 4 subjects will come in 2 hours. No, 2 hour for one section. All 4 portions can be taken up separately, has to be taken separately. So it's not that you have to take it in one day. It will be a planned approach that I'm going to take you through. So what exactly CFE exam course by Netrika? So one of you is asking how many attempts are available for a candidate. So there are 3 attempts ACFE gives you to pass that exam. So if at all you're not able to pass the exam in 3 attempts, so you need to, so that there'll be no further opportunity and to start your course all over again. So 3 attempts ACFE gives you. How these attempts can be taken up, we will take you through that. So we will now start with how are we preparing you, what exactly CFE exam review. So we are here to understand exam review course basically. So this is a facilitation, or this is an advantage ACFE gives out to their participants, to their aspirants, that how to become a CFE in 30 days. So this is something where the licensed partner, the authorized trainer comes into the picture. How are they helping you? So they made authorized trainer in each territory, and they introduce a 32 hours dedicated live instructor-led classes basically. So these classes are differently defined and fine-tuned and curated in a manner that these are called exam review classes. So when you're coming to class, the subject looks like, maybe a notion of understanding or learning, but we will fine tune that subject for you, which will give you an idea that how you can master only those ones which will come in the exam. So going ahead with that, I would like to understand any questions till now anyone has can ask me before we touch to the second part of our session today. Any questions? I'm opening a question answer round now. Any
Yes,
questions? Yeah, please.
yes, Tarushi. I had a question. Like, I am an in-house lawyer in Accenture, and
Okay.
I am into an anti-bribery corruption process. So I just wanted to ask, like, how does this course help me specifically for an in-house role? Because it's a role where I am doing a due diligence work for the company, but not to an end-to-end work which is CFE course is providing me. So how do I convince my bosses for sponsorship or anything? How does it helps me to upskill myself?
Yes, I request our trainer, Mr. Sanjay Kaushik, to answer this question from a technical standpoint, that how it helps his organization, himself as an individual.
So again, the important thing that why you have to actually learn the CFE exam and what is that you have to learn and how is that it is going to benefit you in the overall career growth, like you're asking that why and how important it is to learn about CFE. It is important that why CFE is because one, as we said, that it gives you a growth opportunity into your career. The CFEs who are a person who is a qualified CFE, he gets more salary than the person which is not a CFE. So if you're a CFE, you'll definitely get an opportunity to get a higher salary and also easier promotions to while you're working in the your organization. Secondly, what happens is that it gives you an extra edge when you're a CFE. You can always add it be in front of your name as a designation. So when I write as Sanjay Kaushik as CFE. So you gain that whenever you're meeting somebody or you giving your business card to somebody and he sees CFE, the people who are into this industry, they know what CFE means, and you are taken into much more respectful manner into the industry when you're talking to people. And as I've already said, it helps you to get into better jobs. Uh, it helps you to do the things better while you are doing the due diligence or the fraud examinations. That how you have to look at where is that you have like one of the module in the examination that you talked about that you're into due diligence, that what are the searches, how that you're going to look at the uh, so what we searches we do is we do generally on the surface web. How is that, what is the dark deep web, and how do we actually go and do the research on the dark web? So that is, there are certain important aspects while even you're doing your normal uh, amount of work. It is important that you know that how these things are to be tackled. So it's an important way to gather the knowledge, and uh, this is where the CFE teaches you that what is that is best for your career, how it is going to help. And we can keep talking because I can keep bragging about what CFE is, but definitely it is something which is very, very important for your career and also from the learning perspective uh, while you are managing any fraud examination profile into your current role as well.
So Ishan, it's beyond your what you're actually managing. You're managing due diligence. Obviously, organization look at people that who are multi-talented or are knowing beyond this. So when we explained about the subject in depth, the what all are you learning? It's not because the current role maybe entails you to uncover or maybe manage the due diligence part. Maybe but organization always look for individuals who know beyond that. So you're, let's suppose you're learning investigation. When you're learning, you're also learning an interview technique, also you're learning other aspects of fraud examination. It's not only about one thing that you know. As a professional in an organization, you must be having one certain responsibility, but CFE is making an holistic professional who knows about the techniques and the facets of all these four subjects basically. And we can always connect personally as well. I can build up more understanding since we have less time today. Anybody else has any other questions? I read a question says heard about
Thanks.
non-proctored exam. So one person wanted me to elaborate on this. I wish to inform that it has been discontinued when the pandemic started, that we got only a proctored examination in place. Since all the classes are being virtually done, we want the live proctored exam only. We introduced this, ACFE introduced this last year in July 2020, that we will 2021, that we will be only going by prometric exam. So there is no non-proctored exam anywhere in the globe as of now. Yes. Yes, one person was saying something. Okay, so looking at the time that we have, moving to the other part of the session, that yeah, I want you to meet all three qualified CFEs who are the authorized. So you must know your trainer as well, right? Who is teaching you and who will be there on your journey. You already got to introduce with Mr. Kaushik. He's a certified fraud examiner in India. He's also an ARVP that I would like to mention to ACES International. Anyone who's coming from a security background, having maybe having networked with him during ACES meets or ACES events or ACES as a body, please you feel free to reach out to Mr. Kaushik for any sort of understanding on your future in respect to certified fraud examination. He's also serving as a managing director at Netrika Consulting. He has expertise in investigation law. That's what he said. We all the trainers take all the subjects, but the expertise lies into these domains. So any question related to these domain that you have, you please reach out to Mr. Kaushik. Then you also could find other two authorized trainers who are with Netrika. These are the only three authorized trainer with ACFE in India who are allowed to teach the course, basically allowed to teach you, allowed to help you, allowed to support you with the correct answers and the right knowledge building. Mr. Surat Mukherjee, he's also a qualified CA and a cost accountant. Of course, he's a CFE and he's serving as a senior director ACC Limited. His expertise lies in fraud prevention and deterrence and financial transaction. You could find him on LinkedIn and you may connect with him as well. And then also Karnal Dhavalgi, he's an executive director at Netrika, managing the forensic and investigation practice. He's also president at ACFE Bangalore chapter. So Bangalore chapter was started by Karnal Dhavalgi. Many of you belong to Bangalore as a region. He sits out of Bangalore office, Netrika office. You could reach out to him personally and understand how one should become a CFE. And if you are looking forward to become a CFE with Netrika, how will he be helpful in that? This is about the instructors. You must know your instructors, that who are they all come with more than 25 and more than two of them come with more than 30 years of experience in the same domain. It will be good for you to connect with them and understand and plan your CFE journey. All right, we all were talking about in a soft manner that classes with Netrika. What exactly the classes? Why are we? So what exactly are we trying? What to achieve here? I want to become a CFE. What is a roadmap I need to follow? All right, so we will be taking you through that today. That how one is that understand that even if you're qualified or you're qualifying as to take an examination, that's going to be your first and foremost thing that you have to test, that you should be a graduate and you must have 2 years of experience in different domains that are declared by ACFE. We will be sending a link to check your eligibility along with the webinar recording. Please check your eligibility and then you can come back to us to ask more questions. All right. So before we touch down upon why instructor-led classes, I want to take up this slide first, that why you should choose, basically. So many of you are confused that so, everyone knows that ACFE is there where it has a platform that you can go and buy your examination keys and start your course. So study on your own and versus the CFE exam review course, which is launched by ACFE 3 years back in India as well. Earlier than that, everyone was on a study on your own model, and the percentage where the people were increasing, and it has increased to 50% why ACFE launched their course in India. The what exactly is in the study on your course and what exactly is there on CFE course. So administrative guidance, so right from your eligibility checking to your application support to your letter of recommendation, any sort of question, that any confusion that you have, we are here to solve that. This is one thing. Second is discussions. The discussion forums, the class is built, will be joined by 15-20 people. in one forum who will be there with you throughout your journey. It's like a challenge that you're taking in 30 days, and these 20 people are together prepping up. That opportunity you don't get when you're doing a silos examination or a study on your own model. So on-site testing doesn't mean that you do a physical test here, right? On-site testing is something when you're coming to the physical class. This is meant more for a physical class. You could also sit in the classroom and do the home proctored exam as well. Then online CFE exam prep community. Exactly. The community will be there in both the exams. Even if you're doing a self-prep or a review exam, the community will be there. There will be joined by a global community. Here you are getting to experience a community which is your own, the Indian community, which is preparing the exam with you. So ACFE, authorized study material, you get in both the places where study on your own or a review course. But there's one difference when it talks about study material. The study material, the curated material, there's only one difference. You get a 2,000-page book while you're doing a study on your own, but you're getting a short manual and access to live instructor-led classes. The presentations which are there, which are shown to you, are curated to make you a CFE, to pass the CFE examination. That opportunity you don't get when you're studying on your own. You get an examination key, you get a 2,000-page booklet that you have to dive into to become a CFE, build up your own concept, and then become a CFE. Here, everything is totally guided by the counselors, the guides, and the trainers, of course. And then the classes are the heart of the examination. Basically, if somebody, let's suppose any one of you have already enrolled for a self-prep course, okay, just let me know your mock test results. So if it is a 60% or a 70%, all right, attend one session with us, and then mark my words, you will be at 90% if you are thoroughly pre-prepped on the sessions that we are, how we tell you to pre-prep before even coming for the session. Attend the session thoroughly, build up your concept, interact with the trainer, be in that group which is studying together, and then see the difference of a mock test result. Leave the final test, even the mock test result will improve to 95%, which is required if you're starting to become you're planning to become. So roadmap, what is a roadmap to clear a CFA exam? This is a curated roadmap that we have tested and experienced, and we have created this. That one is to check your eligibility. Then you register for a Netrika exam review course if you are eligible. Then application and support that we give you, that gets completed in 24 to 48 hours. We guide you thoroughly what you need to do and what you need not to do, what exactly, how you need to be focused so that you are just targeting the exam. We don't tell you come to us after reading the 2,000-page book, not at all. The training starts from the day one you register with us, that we give you a pre-preparation even before you meeting the trainer during your sessions. The trainer will build your concept in a very different format and in a kind of a concept driven classes that you will of course be fully prepared for the examination. But before that also we give you proper pre-prep, that what all you need to do and what you need not to do or waste your time into, so that you're totally focused towards your journey, since we are taking a challenge of making you a CFE in 30 days. Then examination schedule. So come for the session, pre-prep, come for the session, take a mock test during that day when you took the session, see the difference, and schedule your exam before you touch your second section the next week. So we've divided the sections into 4 weeks. 1 week we take one subject. Sunday will be a virtual instructor-led class, but during that week also the guides will be preparing you through your examination. So why I should be, this is a question that comes in, why I should take a instructor-led classes. So it's going to be a 4-week dedicated learning and practice. So it's not something that you came and we gave you the classes, we are done. No, we will be there with you throughout your journey. So it's a proven, we've got a proven track record of 97% people passing successful CFE exam the first attempt in 30 days. So it is about you also. You need to also take a challenge. because our program is fine tuned to make you that. All right. So if you take a challenge and if you follow the format, it's going to be there in 30 days with you. So what we teach you, it's a question answer. So when we're teaching you a concept of during the session, we're also taking you a question answer format with live examples, so that we tell you that, how a question will be posed out to you on this concept. So this is very important when you're preparing for an examination. Even if you're not going for instructor-led classes, be sure that you know how to attempt a question. Practice is the key, and less practice means, if you want have less time, you don't you want to become a CF in the fastest manner possible, the only resort is to join an instructor who will be training you on the class. So you can also re-attend a session in case any unfinished preparation or you couldn't attend the session properly. We give you an access to at least 1 or 2 sessions additional if at all you missed out. So prep course model test papers you receive on your portal. The moment you register with us, you get an opportunity to do a national and international networking by becoming a CFE member and by joining a CFE group, which will be Netrika CFE group, where you get an access to that. And this is a group made of professionals who are more than 250 professionals already done the course with us. Then the examination will be from the portions taught in the class. This is a very important thing, that the examination will be, the concept tested will be for sure coming from the exam, the portion that we teach in the class. The chances of passing is way better than your self preparation. Then you get a prep flashcard app also, which gives you an idea of what kind of a question that you can practice to. Access to full course. It is a full course. It's nothing that you have to go beyond anything. So you will get an examination key of each section, you get a membership, get instructor-led classes. Then you get study material, which is a long book, and a short workbook, which is curated only for the examination class, which is only accessed through a authorized training partner of ACFE. So next question could be, where do I have chance to do these classes? All right. So these classes, I want to tell you, are run throughout the year, every month. Each class is looped to another. If you missed the investigation, you can also attend the investigation in the 4th week, because these classes get repeated. And with the success of our classes, we are, you can say that we are aligning and launching this class every week. So every week you have an opportunity to start a session. Every month there is a class, which is a 4-week class, and a new class starting up. So even if you could not join in the month of any month that you were planning to, be rest assured, you don't have to wait for a quarter as maybe other regions are following, but India classes are available throughout the year, and at your convenience you could join. The upcoming sessions are the next week. We'll be concluding the session which is currently going on the 20th of March. A new session will start, and the session will go on till about 10th of April. Then you have an opportunity to start a session on 27th March or a 3rd April. Anyone who's sitting for an appraisal, wanting to fill an appraisal form, this is the time that you could enroll and start your journey. At least share with your bosses or with your peers that I am trying to become a CFE, and this is a golden chance. Even we had a doctor who's working in a healthcare but doing a fraud investigations day in day out and helping the business on the fraud examination, did a course with us. There are people from banking domain, manufacturing. So there are different people from different industries that take up the course and become a CFE. So that solves your question that I am from this domain, how will it be helping me? We can always share the credentials of the people who are in the same domain as you are into, and you can always do a candid talk with them. I also would like to request our guest speakers of the day who've joined us to share their experience with with you on this CFE journey. Do I have Mr. Rakesh Krishnan?
Yes, Suruchi, can you hear me?
Yes, very much. Rakesh, thank you so much for joining in today. Welcome to our guest speaker section. Yeah, please go ahead.
Good morning to everyone. at the outset, it was very interesting hearing you speak, Suruchi and Mr. Sanjay Kaushik, and it reminded me of the time when I was preparing for the exam. So I would
Thanks.
say, I am already a certified protection professional, and I've already done my CPSD also. So when I decided to do the CFE exam, I had a few options, like you have already put it, of preparing on my own or going through Netrika. Then I spoke to one of my friends who said that Netrika has a very organized, structured manner in preparing you for the same. So I said, what better way than that? So then I spoke to one of the counselors, and Monica helped us clarify about how to take it on. And I was very impressed by the way it was put very methodically and distributed into 4 subjects, and the way they had their, you mean the study material, which was 2,000 pages, and you had the mock exams, and then you had the review questions. And what I did was, personally, I read through each and every page of the 2,000 pages of all the subjects, marked it. And when the classes came on, I was in a very good, a positive position, and I could understand things very well because the instructors were also very good, because Davalgi sir, Mukherjee sir took our classes, and they made it crystal clear. And like you were saying, Suruchi, what I did was, the week I took the class, in about 3, 4 days, I kept for studies, and I gave the exam, and I cleared all the exams in my first attempt. One of my exams was left because I did not have the time, as most of us are working, so we have to plan our life around our working hours. So कुछ घंटे सुबह पढ़ाई हो जाती है, कुछ घंटे शाम को पढ़ाई हो जाती है, and in weekends I would put in a lot of hours. So like accounts, I had not been able to take the exam, so I took it afterwards in about 10 days after the course had completed. But I still didn't have any problem because I went back to the notes and went back to the review questions, so it came naturally. And I would definitely tell people that Netrika did give me an edge. And at times, आपको लगेगा कि why should I go in for Netrika? Go and study on my own. But see, all of y'all are working. All of us are working, and from morning till evening, we have our assignments, we have projects, we are looking after large industries and whatever aspect you are. So each and every moment you spend has to be measured and calculated. So keeping that in mind, once I went through the study material, the review questions, the mock exams, and I can proudly say that I went on to score over 95 in all my mock exams. And once I realized that I was scoring 95, 96%, I knew that I was ready for the exam, and I gave the exam. And as I said, I cleared it. So I would like to thank Netrika, and especially I would like to thank Monica for always guiding and being there. Apna Davalgi sir, who was always there to question, and Surat Mukherjee, definitely.
For sharing your journey with us. I also request Mr. Satya Suresh if he's there with us today. He also comes from a different experience and different industry altogether. And if he can share his journey, I'll be grateful.
Yes, ma'am. First thing, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Netrika and Surat sir and Monica in particular, because this course is in my list from quite some time. And I was so happy that I could clear within a very short span, like less than 20 days. So when I saw the material, it was 2,000 pages and unknown subjects. But trainers like Surat sir made it very easy. So about Netrika's LMS material, it is very focused material, and with that material, I am able to finish all the modules. I'm able to answer all the questions. So it saved me a lot of time, like particularly like working professionals like me. It really helped me to save a lot of time. And so regarding admin related things, Netrika made it very easy. Like Monica helped me from membership registration to attending the exam with a lot of patience, I should say. And yeah, and then I have also passed with very ease. After reading that material and answering the questions, the exam became so easy. And regarding the ACFE subjects, helped me to widen my knowledge in internal audit and SOX audit from fraud angle. Yeah, I'm really happy to take this course. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Mr. Suresh. I learned that you just registered in a day and just planned to start your CFE journey, and then you came out with flying colors, and one by one you just cleared your exams, right? Become a CFE in 30 days. A good way to do and plan your studies, and really was impressed by your journey. Thank you so much, both our guest speakers, for joining us today. Just last round of question answers. Anybody has any questions, please post it here. I'll be happy to answer, and I'll take up the questions which are waiting for me. Can you please share Colonel Davalgi's contact number? For sure, Anil. Anil, I think we know each other personally as well. If I'm not mistaken, I will post out on your number or post out here. I'll ask my team to post Colonel Davalgi's number. You may connect with him. He was the first authorized trainer in India from ACFE. I'm sure you'll have a good, candid, healthy discussion with him. Will you provide practical experience or will just teach? So it's not about teaching or practical experience. The live examples, basically, why we emphasize on a fact that the trainers, the 3 trainers that are going to take different sessions for you, they come with more than 30 years of experience. That's going to be your learning. That's going to be your takeaway. That, one part of it is that examination preparation, but second part is building up your concept that you are totally, when you're going out of the classes, after the session is over, you should be totally full with knowledge, you should be confident enough.
What we generally do is we share our practical experience of what cases we have done or how we have solved those particular cases. So we give you those practical exams, like, again, coming back to the interview technique. So we'll tell you that how the room setting should be, how you should be interviewing a person, what is the body language to look at. When you're looking the law, so law, there could not be many practical examples while we teach the law. But again, we try to tell you how the law will be applicable while you're doing in India. If it is when we're teaching international law, we'll have to look at that, how we work in India, how are we overall working with that, and what is the applicability of that law in India. But however, for navigating the CFE exam, how you have to read that and how you have to answer. Because most of the time what we do in India is like, okay, you bring a person into an interview room and you just start asking the questions. But from the US perspective, there is something called as Miranda warning, which one needs to give before you start an interview. Miranda warning means that you tell a person that you're here on your own will. You have the right to walk out of the room. And why it is important is because if you're not allowed, if you don't allow a person to say that he's allowed to walk out of the room, he can go back and probably put a charge on you for false imprisonment. And again, what is false imprisonment? And we talk about what is the false imprisonment, what does it mean, and how it is. So that's how we teach the class, and we tell you that what is important from the examination perspective.
Right, sir. Thank you so much. Next question I could see is period of the course period and the cost. Cost we will be sharing with you personally on your emails. Please look into that. Also, we want to discuss things with you. First, your understanding should be 100%. What is the implication on the cost side? We will explain you that, and it will be very flexible for you to have, and it will be in line, and we'll give you comparison as well. So wait for our emails. The second thing is timings and schedule of the exam. So every Sunday there's a class which is there, and it starts at 9:30, gets over at 4:30 with 3 breaks. And the class doesn't end there. You are there on the group, on the WhatsApp group. The discussions are on. The guides are with you throughout the week and throughout the month. All right. The learning happens over a period of 1 month. So the class timings are on Sunday, which are flexibly designed over a Sunday so that all of you can come and join. But anyone misses out on some session or maybe a module, has an access to listen to that particular recording of that section that was missed, or attend a 1-hour class again coming week. of that missed subject. So costing, timings, I've already explained. Any more question? So we come to an end to the session. My team and myself, we can be connected over the LinkedIn. Can be very happy to answer all your queries. We will post out the LinkedIn connects of other trainers as well. For now, you can take our mobile numbers that are shown here if you want to connect with us, or our email IDs if you want to write to us. We will be able to clear all your doubts and why you should become a CFE and how can we help you to become a CFE in 30 days. That was the session all about.
There's
Yeah.
last question which says, will it be an online class or in centers? As present, we are running only online classes. It's all online. It's not physical classes. It's an online classes as of now.
It's a virtual session which is available, which is more flexible for you to attend from anywhere. You're there. The classes, when I talk about physical classes, they are in metro. So Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, that we run our physical classes that we did before 2020, before the pandemic. We are planning to launch once we get approval from ACFE to launch physical classes once again. And as of now, you have access to all virtual classes, and believe me, virtual classes are doing better.
Correct.
So best of luck to everyone. Any questions, please you can write back to us. So ending.
Wish you all a very, very happy journey for CFE examinations, and we wish you all the luck to become CFE and start adding CFE in front of your name.
Learn, achieve that designation. Wishing you a very happy weekend, the rest of the weekend. Thank you so much. Thanks for being so patient and listening to us. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.